KMET Weather Center. For the Beaumont and Banning area, daytime hours will be partly sunny skies to the afternoon, highs in the mid 50s. As we go through the daytime hours in the IE area, partly sunny skies, highs in the lower 60s. Afternoon hours in the Coachella Valley, sunshine dominates, highs in the mid to upper 60s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez, and we've got a lot of things going on. I will say this. I don't want to say too much because I know this weekend a lot of people are going to see Ant-Man, and they're going to see Quantumania with the Wasp and the whole gang return. Michelle Pfeiffer, can I just say this? Wow. Like, she really... I remember them kind of talking about it in the second one. Not going to lie, it's been like a while since the second one. I had to kind of go back in my memory and go, oh my God, the girl, his daughter, is the little girl in the first one with that big guy with the yellow suit. Do you remember that, Jess?
Yes, I do. I totally remember that.
Yeah, I had to go back a ways, and I was like, okay. And it took me a while. It took me a while to kind of catch up, and I'm like, wait, I thought... And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, how? So anyway, long story short, I saw it yesterday at 4 o'clock, last minute at the AMC. They did not have tier pricing, I think. Yeah, they didn't have tier pricing yet. I hope they don't have it ever. I went 3D, so I paid a little more. But I also, actually, think about it. They probably did not think about it because I did pay more. It's like $22. I was so like ready just to see it. I didn't even care. Wow, I gotta like... Oh, but they have reclined seating, but still, it's usually like when you go, like, I remember I went like on a Monday or Tuesday and it was $11. Oh my God, Jess, they didn't even tell me which one's less. They didn't even say, do you want that one? That one's a little less. I didn't even think that, Jess.
Right, you seriously just went there and be like, take my money.
Well, I wanted to see it regardless. It kind of kept me hostage now that I think about it because I'm like, no, I need to see it. At first, I thought I had more time because another kind of down the street Monterey. That was at 4:30. Okay, I'll see it there. But then I'm like, no, I want to like recline in a seat. I like to be comfortable. Any of you have ever tried one of those like reclining seats? They're really comfortable. So you recline them, and then you feel like you're at home, kind of, sort of. But either way, it was worth it. That's what I'm gonna say. So I got some more, stuff to like compensate for that. But here's the thing. So they have this, and I can almost tell you, Jess, it's probably sold out. But they do have this. Okay. It's a collector item. Now I haven't shown Jess because he just doesn't know yet. But it's something that I think if he sees it for the first time, he want to get it if they have it still. Now I've got some really big like muscle guys get this, and we're happy about it. You can tell. And it's been a while. When was the last Ant-Man movie that came out? Especially the first and second one. Jess, do you remember?
It was Ant-Man and the Wasp, and you know what? I don't remember what year that came out. I think it was like 2018.
That makes sense. I remember showing it to someone, maybe 2017, 2016. I just remember showing it to someone who really liked it. Like, you have to see the first one, then you have to see the second one. So, anyway, long story short, it's good if you see the first two before this one, then it reminds you of something. Otherwise, you're kind of like, all right. But then you understand how it all adds up. So, this is what they had, Jess. You ready? Check it out. This is what they have as the item. So, how cool is that? It looks like a helmet. Jess, this is promotional at AMC theaters. They don't have it anywhere else. You all right, Jess?
Yep. I'm going to eBay to see how much those prices are for.
They are, man. What I like. Okay, this is awesome. I kept it in the wrapper. And the cool thing is they don't put popcorn in there. They put popcorn on the side, and then give this to you by itself. I say don't put any popcorn in it. Don't mess it up. But when like it's like it kind of glows the red. I mean, it doesn't glow. It's not like light inside, but you could put a light inside and make it glow red. It's a really good helmet, right? It's like Batman. I mean, it's cool. So I got it, and I recommend it. There you go, Jesse. You don't look very happy right now.
I wish there was an AMC that was close to me so I can go and collect these things. But yeah, wow, these are going for around $30, but $20 shipping from Thailand. No, thank you.
That makes sense. Yeah. So, Yeah, and they're gonna sell out. I guarantee it. So while they're there, if you can, go get it. I got it yesterday. I never get these. Not gonna lie. I think the only thing I've ever gotten is a tin. And I remember Disney had some pretty cool promotional things in 2018, 2019. I remember them having a Scully. They had like a Thanos cup with his like hand, and then they had some other promotional items. They had the green guy. I forget his name. But anyway, they had all these ones, and then people would go, especially people that had tickets, like like season passes, and they would go just to get it, and then they would leave, But you had to get the item, you had to wait in line, and then you had to, and then when they sell out, they sell out. So people were like, and they would take to eBay sometimes to get or sell them, and some made money on that, or some got some from other friends, and they would do that. I remember I was part of, and I still am actually technically a part of the Mean Girls club for Diz because used to have. I don't have passes anymore. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't have passes anymore, but I did for a couple years, and it was fun just to go at any time. But again, there you go. So there you go, Jess. All I could say right now is, have fun while you can. What do you think?
It's actually for sale on their website, AMC Merchandising, but it's currently out of stock. So they might open it up again and people can purchase it. So if there's a chance, just keep an eye on AMC's Twitter.
I
and
say
I'm pretty sure they'll let everybody know.
It makes a great gift. You could open the box, I think, and I don't know how you put the popcorn in, but I wouldn't put popcorn in. I think it makes it messy. But it makes a good gift, like even for a kid or adult who wants to save money, like put like change in there, and then you know what I mean. It's like your little helmet. You don't put it on. I just want to say that, but it's just a great collector item. One of the guys I saw, I would say like older guys. They're not teenage anymore, but they were older. I think one handed it to the other one. He's like, "Oh my God!" And I think he almost felt like he was handing it to like a gift, but he was like, "No, give it back." So he was holding it. I don't know if they got another one, but I guess some people don't sell it. They're gonna limit per customer, but I guarantee they're gonna take advantage of that, and they're gonna cool item. Anyway, Ant-Man, it's there. Go check it out. Have fun with it. If you get the collector's item, just get it. It'll be worth something someday. Anyway, all right, Jess, what's going on in the world?
No, I'm just thinking about your popcorn bucket. You know what? People go crazy for those things. Not just the AMC ones, but like people go and collect popcorn buckets from like Disneyland and other places like that. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I remember when Scully came out, and a couple days they kept selling out. And I'm like, shoot. And then somebody said they were going to go. I said, can you get me one? I've yet to pick it up from them. I'm like, okay, I'll pay you. I think it was like 20 some bucks, but it was cool looking. For those of you that know or remember, or if you're in the area, or even if you're not in the area, um, they're just like cool to have. I'm not gonna lie, they're like in an office or like in a little, even for your kid, if you pass it on to the kid, they're just cool to have. So yeah, and that reminds me, I gotta call him and say, do you sell my Scully? Which is from, but yeah, I think they did the eye guy too, but I really like the Scully one because he's like got the fur. And then they did the green. What's the green monster from the Nightmare or something like that? Like Boogeyman.
Oh yeah, Oogie Boogie.
Oogie
But
Boogie.
no, I'm not
I
talking.
can never say his name. That guy.
Yeah,
That
I'm
one
not talking about just the
he glows in the dark too. So yeah,
noise.
yeah. I don't know if she is now, but I remember when it kind of is the rage. I don't know why Diz stopped. I know why. Started and stopped it because of COVID, and then they just like forget it back when it's safe. What are you showing me, Jess?
No, I was gonna say like, so Disney parks they release a lot of popcorn buckets, and no, I saw the Oogie Boogie one for $40 on eBay, so
Yeah,
that's one to get.
yeah.
But like was watching like lines, like literally lines, like hours to get popcorn buckets at Disneyland when they release special ones, and I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah, they
I
don't
don't
even
know
care
how
about
people
the
can.
popcorn. Like throw out the popcorn and have the or rinse it out. But like I say, don't put popcorn in it. I like it because AMC didn't do that. They just gave you a side bucket of large. Uh, uh, you know, I gave mine to my mom, and so there you go. But anyway, that's the story. I'm sticking to it. I do have an extra one if anyone wants it. I'm gonna sell for $50. All right, I'm gonna make my money and then some. But if you buy it, go buy it elsewhere. But again, it's a cool bucket. I guarantee it's gonna sell. And after a week, it'll go top price, and then it'll finally sell. The craze goes away. Anyway, good movie. I will say this, Jess. You kind of alluded to it. I think you need to see low repeat first the whole season of Disney Plus, it'll make more sense on this, if that makes any sense, Jess.
I'm gonna take your word for it because yeah, I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow morning. So that's what I'm waiting for.
What's happening tomorrow morning?
I'm gonna go watch it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna watch it tomorrow, but because I wasn't sure if Casey was gonna work. I tried to get her to let me watch it today without her. She was all like, no, do you want to sleep and wake up? I was like, okay.
Okay, well, like I say, be careful there. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with more right after this message. Stay tuned.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
Join Yvette Walker every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. on KMET ABC News Radio, 1490 AM, FM 98.1, and Internet KMET TV for the Southern California Business Report. The show is dedicated to highlighting successful businesses and the individuals behind them. Yvette interviews the incredible people managing these enterprises that range from awe-inspiring sole proprietors to world-renowned organizations. The Southern California Business Report, Tuesdays at 4 o'clock p.m.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC. I was going to say AMC. AMC's in my head right now. Stephanie Reed, tuning in. Thank you. Patricia Sommer, thank you. Others tuning in on Twitter and LinkedIn. Thank you. We got a lot of things around the world as well. I know, Jess, you're following some things. I will say this. There's something happening right now that I think people need to kind of pay attention, because I always say there's going to be a problem eventually when it comes to the internet. And things have kind of been slow, and when they're slow, people kind of jump on the bandwagon, and this could be a problem for everyone long term. It's kind of at the beginning stage of it, but I think it will set a precedent down the line for companies that happen to run on the internet, and even for companies that are like trying to make money. So I think they need to pay attention on this. I know Netflix, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. This is all around the world, right?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah. The problem is sometimes, okay, we want our piece of the cut. Okay. Now, because they're all around the world, I'll give you an example. Canada was one of the first to say, hey, you owe us money because you're streaming to our people here in Canada. So kind of like license, yeah. Because it's a streaming internet company, it kind of almost is like, so they had to pay. All right, so it's kind of like that, and then you have regulation, you have all that. Some say it's good, some say it's not good, and some say it kind of ties people in the end. Now, this in particular, I will say, is something that I say is going to go in a way. It just depends how, like, who, like, if I'll give you an example. Sometimes federally, they go, yeah, we want to do that, and they jump on the bandwagon. And I say, hold up, just remember there is good stuff that happens on the internet as well as bad stuff, okay? But don't make everyone suffer for it, okay? Because then you just, like, um, I always say there's an inherent risk to the internet. When people say, what do you think about the internet? I say, look, there's good, there's bad, and it just depends what you do with it. The phone is good or bad, just depends what you do with it, or your partner does with it. If your partner wants to cheat on you, they will. It doesn't matter what device they use. The phone may make it easier for them to have a conversation, but it doesn't make the phone bad when it comes to communication. People use, like, they save lives, they use for emergency services, all kinds of things. That's what the phone is for. Now, the internet, I would say, is right now knowledge, and it's knowledge for a lot of good stuff. You can have an academy online, meaning a school system. You can do VR through school. Now, there's good and bad things. There's laundering of money through, like, all kinds of currency things. There's good and bad, right? But this is really big, by the way. It says the Supreme Court is about to hear two major cases that could transform the internet. It says next week, the U.S. Supreme Court is set to hear two major cases involving big technology companies with key aspects of the internet on the line with its rulings later this year. First up, Google. Okay, that's going to happen February 21st. The underlying lawsuit was filed by the family of an American woman, Nohemi Gonzalez. I know Nohemi? Is that the one that I know? Who was killed in a 2015... No, evidently not. Wait, what? Was filed by the family of an American... Oh, no, that's not her then. Okay. Sorry, I know Nohemi Gonzalez. Who was killed in a 2015 ISIS attack in Paris. Okay, the family says that Google, which of course you all know are the parent company of YouTube, are liable because their algorithms promoted content to people that are susceptible to it or those that want to watch it. Okay, so they're suing basically, in essence, Google. And in terms, Google's got a lot of money. So will it win? That's the question. And if it does win, will it cause a problem? Now, and trust me, I get it. And some people get upset as to why certain companies, including YouTube, cut the ties on certain people or certain creators based on the content they're promoting or putting out there. Because they're like, this could kill people. I'll give you a perfect example. Love him or hate him, Snowden, back in the day, released a lot of information about how technically everyone was being kind of spied upon via their phones and other stuff. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it. It's a very good movie. It shows how your webcam can easily be accessed by anyone, including, obviously, government. Now, some say, yeah, but if I'm doing something wrong, big deal. Others say, no, that's a privacy problem, because if they could do it, anyone could do it, and that's true. Not every person is on the up and up when it comes to government. Now, if they have a little poll, they can, like, watch you from somewhere else. And we've seen that with devices like, Ring. Remember that? People were hacking them just because they could, and they were watching people from their home. If they had a device on the inside, they were talking to them through their device. They were causing, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things when it comes to hacking that I say we're not ahead of. Now, having said that, do I agree with this particular situation? I say it depends. Google's very big. Okay, they have a lot of search terms. They have a lot of search things. There's some things that actually, like, you do a term and they say, no, we can't use that because it's too extreme. Or they say NSFW. Do you know what NSFW is, Jess?
No sound frequency wave. I'm completely off on
Not safe for work. I didn't know that. I just knew it was really bad. Like, above, like, remember NC-17? Like, it was worse than rated R. Remember that?
You know what? Not safe. NS. Okay, you know what? That actually makes sense now, because I see people put NSFF. I was too stupid.
It's usually graphic stuff, and it's usually adult related.
Yes, you're right. You know what? Now that I think about it, you're right. I didn't even think about it.
Somebody said it's
I
not
just
safe
see.
for work, and I was like, that's not it. Then I go, oh, it is not safe for work. Never mind. So yeah, I know. But back to that. So okay, so I guess people look. I'm always for, and I get it. I get it. I think the question I have is why Google right now? And I think a lot of people are going to need money. Why did they do it now versus then, or did it take that long to get there? I really don't know. But I guarantee there's going to be people that jump on this and say, okay, I want to sue too, and then Google's going to say, what do we do? I know they're big, and usually people go at big companies when they can. I don't know that they necessarily are 100% liable, but the Supreme Court may jump on it and say, yeah, how dare you? Because again, it says because their algorithms promote content to people. Oh, I'll give you an example. If you're a kid and you like, okay, you like little stuff created by other little kids like you, and you watch that, it says, okay, I want to give you more stuff to look at. So it says you might like this video. For a while there, I was kind of like, you got to pay attention to that because some of that stuff is really bad. If you watch the stuff that your kid's watching, you go, they have kids that are bratty, they have kids that are upset, they have kids that are, and that teaches your kids to be that way in essence at a very young age. And you go, why are they acting that way? Because they saw this other character do it, or they, kind of talk about adult stuff and they shouldn't. So I remember when YouTube Kids was around, it had its own app. YouTube kind of put a kibosh on some of it, not all of it, because you can't monitor every of it. Okay, now I am a YouTube creator on YouTube. We have to mark, is it safe for kids, okay, or is it kid related? Because there were a lot of stuff that came out for kids that your kids watch all day long, right? Okay. Now, what you don't want is for obviously a beheading or something that's very graphic, maybe news related, to be all of a sudden in front of your kid. And your kid goes, what's this, right? That's in essence not what YouTube really does, but it could happen by accident if they search for it. Now, the reality is a lot of creators got kiboshed as well along the way because they're promoting some stuff. Remember some suicides being promoted on YouTube? I mean, there's some stuff that even like if someone wants to, they could flag our stuff and say, oh, it's too adult content. Says word or say, I say, okay, you guys watch stuff with cussing and stuff, right? If there's foul language and all that. So YouTube has really done a lot since then to try to be like, hey, we don't want to be this. We want to be as clean as possible. So I say, always keep it G as much as possible, right? But there's a lot of stuff online that are not G. Then there was a advertiser thing, and then advertisers were like, no, forget, we're not promoting that. And then YouTube's like, we got to put the kibosh on that. So they're always putting the kibosh on things. But the point is this. With the internet, there's always going to be something out there. So the question is, how much responsibility will an internet company take before they get honestly sued? I say you can sue for anything. Now, the fact that this has gone all the way to the Supreme Court and they're going to hear it is going to be a thing eventually. And I say, be prepared. Okay, if you're an internet company, be prepared. Okay, I talk about this in actually one of my books. I talk about insurance for your company. And there are tech firms that have insurance for their company. You need to buy it right now. You need insurance for your company because you are now liable for things. I guarantee this is going to take, depending on what they say, it'll take even further. And then it'll set a precedent for other people to honestly sue the living everything out of every single internet company ever. It says here, the case looks at whether Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act provides protection for internet platforms' automated recommendations. Google argues that it has immunity under the statute because ISIS, not YouTube, was a creator of the videos. Now, I will say this. There are certain protections, like copyright material. I'll give you an example. Let's say you get your hands on a movie that's out, like Ant-Man, okay? You get your hands on a movie right now, all right? And you get it from someone down the street. You put it up, and you try to promote it, right? And you do it on YouTube. Now, YouTube has certain things that say, no, I know what this is. It's blocked. We cannot allow it, okay? Or here's a song, or here's music. We've had that happen on a lot of our videos. We don't mean it, but even like a second or 2 seconds of something, or someone plays it in the background, it flags it. Now it says, do you want to remove that, or do you want to remove the whole thing, or do you want to just make that muted for that time? You can make it muted for that time and still be able to be monetized as long as it's, like content that can be seen. But the point is this. When it comes to, how do I say? It's a complicated thing, but it's very simple. When it comes to like, oh, okay, copyright material. So you, Jesse, would upload it. Let's just say you're that guy, okay? And now that you're that guy, are you responsible, or is the company that you uploaded it to responsible?
Good question. I'm gonna say myself, but I'm gonna go for the company.
Well, that's the thing. If this, okay, for example, if you've ever got a takedown notice, okay, if somebody flags it and you take it down, you're good to go. If you don't take it down, then that person technically is responsible. Now, they say, in essence, and all of the things that you sign up for and those, like, legal things, usually the reason that you don't write, but they're protected a lot of acts of, yeah, but we can't do everything. We're trying as possible. We respond to those. That's why you want to have a team, if you have video or anything like TikTok and any of those that have a content that this infringes. You can do a takedown notice, and they would have to take it down. Now, doesn't mean they're going to take it down everywhere. It means, like, I'll give you an example. In servers on Russia, or areas like, even trying to think of some other areas, because around the world, really, and in certain areas based on certain laws, responsible or not. So they had it here in the U.S., but like you could be in Poland and it doesn't make any difference. In Sweden, they have different laws there when it comes to the internet. So it's a very like what's going to happen here will affect the rest of the world or not affect the rest of the world. So that video, you could technically say, okay, I don't want to do it to U.S., but I want to do it in Russia. And then you upload it to Russia servers, and they'll play it, and they don't care because they don't monitor it. Does that make sense? And no one sues them because they don't know or have the wherewithal to do it, or better yet, they just don't have laws against it. Does that make sense?
No. It may make sense.
But that's why I say don't do that and stream certain things, because they also get viruses down to your website, and then they monitor your website, or rather they monitor your server, and then now you're susceptible to them, or your computer gets working wrong anyway. So there's a lot of things. So here's what it says. The case looks at whether Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act provides protection for internet platforms' automated recommendations. Google argues it has immunity under this statute because ISIS, not YouTube, was the creator of the videos. Someone say, why did they allow that? I say this. They allow a lot of stuff until they don't. They didn't know, but there you go. I go back to the end user. It's the end user's responsibility. It's like the phone. Back to the phone. The phone has had a lot of communications all along the way, right? You have spies, you have things, you have, at the end of the day, it's the person who uses it. It's not the phone or the phone company that you're going to sue for that person making, like, how many shootings have we had? And they talk over the phone. They say, hey, I'm going to beat you here, here, here. They use Twitter for that. Doesn't mean you're going to use the phone and say, I'm going to sue the phone and the phone company to, now you could tell them, can you but they don't. So I think we're way past that. Does that make sense when it comes to the phone? But people don't relate that, and they should, to the internet, because the internet is a phone in essence. It may be technology, but it's the same premise. If we had sued the phone companies way back when with certain crimes that certain people propagated, it's kind of like the whole knife theory, right? If you have a knife, does that mean you make no more knives? Now, at the end of the day, you really got to sue the person. That's the end, But how do you sue ISIS? I don't really know. My point is this. It's going to be a problem if they don't make sense of it. If they let it go, we'll see. That doesn't mean other ones aren't ready to go. Now, it says in another case, the Supreme Court will hear arguments on February 22nd in Twitter versus Temnet, relatives of Naris al-Assaf, who was killed in a 2017 ISIS-related attack in Istanbul, argue that Twitter, Google, and Facebook should be legally responsible, alleging that ISIS used the platforms to recruit members and that the tech companies didn't do enough to curb the extremist users. Now, I will say this. There's two sides of the story of that. If you're in the other side of the world, some say, well, that's how we get people. Now, I say this. It's very, I wouldn't recommend it. I hate it. But I say this. There's always two sides of the story. Some people hate America. We all know that. America bombs people in areas. Well, I don't say go work for the enemy and then do a suicide killing. Don't do that, right? Like, that's obviously wrong and bad, right? Like, it makes no sense. But people say on the other side, yeah, but now I say this, at the same time, you have the army recruiting to bomb, and then kill, but they say, no, we defend. But you're still killing people. So at what point does it stop? Do you see what I'm saying there, Des?
Yes, I do. Stop making me think.
People never related to that. They go, no, the army is, yeah, but that's for us, but not for the area that's being bombed by America, right? And some say, no, they're bombing for the right. You guys say, sometimes they are, sometimes, that's why there's movies on it. People have a question about Vietnam. Was it right? How many things did they account for or did not account for? Again, it just depends on what side of the bomb that you're on. Does that make sense? So someone could make on the opposite side of the world, hey, how dare you promote people for the army? But I say again, one's very extreme, yes, that's what they're saying, and the other isn't. But here's where it kind of gets a little like, what? Twitter argues that the lower court ruling created a statute of impossible breadth, saying that businesses like banks and rental car companies would be liable if a judge found that they could have done more to eradicate terrorists using those services. Again, how do you prove it's a terrorist? And sometimes they say it's a terrorist when in reality it's a hate crime. And sometimes they say it's a hate crime when in reality it's a local guy doing some bad. You get where I'm going with this, Jess?
No, no, no. I remember. It was it was like 13 years back when World of Warcraft was like a big thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, they used to recruit in the game and talk on like servers and stuff. Like that's how they used to communicate with each other.
See, I
Like on
didn't
certain
even know
video.
that. Now they can World of Warcraft before allowing that. Again, it's hard to monitor everything without being like, okay, you can't say that. Wait, you can't say that. Wait, that's blocked. So I get it. It creates a lot of problems for everyone eventually when you use those services to communicate. Now, a lot of people and companies are on these, things. So I just go, where are you going to sue Amazon? How many servers are run by Amazon, and how many do they actually keep up and alive? And will that create a problem for the end user eventually? I say that depends on what happens in the next week or two with these particular cases. So I don't know. And now I do see, again, if someone said, well, are you there in favor of terrorism? No. If my mind gets bombed by anyone, including a U.S. Marine, I'm going to have a problem. Doesn't mean I'm going to go and hurt them. Doesn't mean I'm even, well, would I sue them if I could? I probably would, not going to lie. But the point is this. There are certain things that are going to happen, and it's a very, when it comes to the rest of us. But if you ask, if it happens this way, and they say in pro favor of the people, then it's going to happen. And years later, where did it happen? Right here. Now, there's a precedent before that. But that's why Snowden is in another country protecting him, but he's not allowed here. They're like, how dare you? But others are like, thank you for letting us know we were spied upon on our phones or our, desktops or our webcam devices. Thank you. I had no idea. And they do it under the Act of Homeland Security now. So, which allows them anything and everything. Now, you say, yay, that's good because that keeps us safe. And I say, yay as well. But I don't want my guy down the street, hacking me and watching what I do every single day. That makes no sense. So there are certain protections that I say they need to enable and they need to do and they need to say, okay. But I say for the next few months, you'll probably see some changes in Google, YouTube, Facebook, and the others that are going, oh, shoot, we don't want to be sued. They need to, going forward, say, okay, this is the time that we live in. In the 50s and the 40s and the 30s, you didn't have to deal with too much except for the Cold War era. The Cold War era used any types of communications, including radio broadcasts. They still do. It's called state-controlled government. But they use those to propagate certain things that would be, in essence, long-term seen as a terrorist type thing, depending on who's bombed at the end of the day. So there you go. Now, I know it's a little complicated, but it's really not. It's called Don't Hurt the Phone Company of the Future. And the phone company of the future is honestly online. Back to Netflix. I'll give you an example. Netflix prices will go up if every single country says, in essence, hey, by the way, I want my piece of the cut. Okay, you're broadcasting to our people, and, we deserve that. That's kind of like tax. They already tax the Jesus out of them, but then they take an extra tax. That means everybody's got to pay a little bit more every single time something is broadcast. Now, in certain countries, certain things aren't broadcast because they're not allowed to broadcast there because of certain rights to the person that they actually bought it from, like the end user of the content, if that makes any sense. But at the end of the day, let's say you don't like the movie. Can you sue Netflix, Jess?
I honestly wish I could. There are sometimes the movies I'm looking at, so like, oh my god, and you expect me to pay for this more?
Yeah. I know, I get it. It's a conglomerate of movies. I'll give you an example. Sometimes I have to look, and if I don't look, I go, "Oh my god, I don't want to see that." You know, sometimes I'm like embarrassed 'cause I'm watching around fam, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I don't want to see that." But at the end of the day, no, you can't sue Netflix for something that you don't like. At the end of the day, it's up to them to say, "Oh, this, that, and the other. Do you like this and that and the other?" Now, someone in the family like that type of content. Jesse, you showed me content that I wish I could see you on, with the guy's beheading of his like scalp, which looks so real. I was like, I cannot get the image out of my head. But if you showed that to a mother who was like, you were with a kid, and she's like, my kid is now scarred, can she sue you for that, Jess?
I would want to say yes, but yeah, no, I would never show that to a child, and that's why I say like a lot of these movies are really graphic. Yeah, I still remember that.
I
That was
know. A fun day for Jess, bad for me. Whatever. My point is this. All right. So the point is this. It depends on the person that you show. You can sue anything and everything. Lawyers and attorneys make their money from just suing like everything. Okay. Some say it's winnable. Some say it's not. Some say we have to get a little creative with this. We got to say it this way, that way, and the other way. That's why I think, if in essence, you have certain like levels of law to be able to make sense of this, because some just don't make sense. Some judges, do the opposite of what's obvious. That's why they have jury cases. But again, it could always be slanted in favor of one versus the other if you know a little but not a lot. There you go. So there you go. I'm looking at this. As this case concerns section, what do you think, Jess?
No, I'm like, if you could sue a movie studio or something like that, or a director for a movie, what movie would you pick?
Can I be honest on it? I thought about it. I think I would win.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is horrible. This is what I thought about it. Okay, remember I talked about the red trailer? I look on YouTube. They have red trailers, and all those things on YouTube have been red trailer for a long time. And I know this because we used to do a show that was entertainment, and so we used to show, because we got like first copy of some of these trailers. And if I didn't like go through the copy of the trailer, sometimes they messed up and they had an F-bomb or a bad word. And I'm like, if I didn't research the trailer that they gave us, the clip, I'd be like, oh no, we would air that. We were airing on TV at the time. So we would be double like dinged on radio and on TV with FCC, because FCC is like, no, you can't do that. That's called responsibility. Okay? They fine you for having that if somebody catches it. Now, if they don't catch it, they don't fine you. But if somebody reports it, then you get fined. So back to that. I saw a trailer. Now, granted, the movie was already for adults, right? But the trailer had the F-bomb all over the place. Now, that was at the movie theater. Okay, now give me a moment. If someone puts it at the wrong beginning, like, I don't know, it's a Disney movie, right? Or a Pixar movie, and they put that trailer by accident at the beginning, could have said person say, you traumatized my kid. Kind of like that video I just mentioned, Jess.
Oh, something like that. Yeah, I want to say you could, but I want to know what movie you're talking about now.
I'm not gonna lie, it was Cookie Bear, but because it gets very graphic on the words, and the kid cusses. So you see your kid cuss over the place, you're like, that is not my kid. I'm Christian in this household. How dare you? You'd be like, well, and someone would be like, well, you shouldn't take them to go see a movie. I went to a Disney flick about God. You know what I mean? Or I went to go see about Jesus. That's almost. My point is this: I can see that happening. I can see someone being very smart, say, attorney, I think we have a case, and it doesn't go at the creator of the film, because it's not their responsibility. They have a D-rated one, right? The label says the following has been approved for all audiences, right? It says the preview has been approved. That's what that green thing is before the trailer. Do you get that?
Oh, you know what? I never thought about why that was green, because you know what? A lot of the trailers I watch are red band trailers.
Yeah, I know, because it's there. I get that, and that's fine. You're not bothered by that. But if you had a little niece and nephew, 3 or 4, and they saw it, you'd be like, don't watch that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that scene all the way to place, and their parent is probably going to be mad at you for taking them to see that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Makes total sense.
So,
yep.
So I really think you don't sue the movie place, like where it actually happens. And that particular, although not a lot, but you sue them for saying you traumatized my kid. I was thinking, do I take a kid to go see it? They'd be like, you know what I mean? But now that I put it out there, probably will be called out. Anyway, that's the story. I'm ways around it. I guarantee someone's going to make it. And see, I told you, I'm going to say, let's say, what I said. I know someone's going to sue for that because I guarantee they're going to making mistakes all over the place. So there you go. And they don't let it go, but there you go. Let's see. Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got more right after this. Stay tuned.
KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Your pharmacy and mobility solutions is now Beaumont Pharmacy with a new location at the Sundance Corporate Center. That's at the corner of Highland Springs and 8th in Suite 110. Of course, they still have Pack Your Meds. No more counting out the pills, dropping them on the floor. Oh, what a mess. And they have a full selection of pharmaceutical CBD. Wheelchairs, over-the-counter meds, you name it, they've got it. So if you're looking for the best and you want the best pharmacy, you go to Beaumont Pharmacy at their new location, 835 North Highland Springs, Beaumont Avenue in Beaumont, California, Suite 110. Give them a call, 951-845-8252.
When you want the best performance for your vehicle, think only of Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, right off the I-10 and 60 freeways. Check out Scott's complete list of performance products on their website at hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers can recommend ways for your car or truck to get better gas mileage and cut down on emissions. Need your car or truck to pass smog only? Go to Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont. Find out all of your questions on vehicle performance by logging on to hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, hdrinfo.com.
Jitters Coffee, a coffee shop that gives a double shot of quality. We offer top shelf coffee at a great price. Brewed hot or cold, you won't find a better cup of joe. Not a coffee connoisseur? Then try our Red Bull infusions to energize your day. We also have delicious pastries and sweets, baked in-house or flown in from the best bakeries in the country. Jitters Coffee. Come on in and enjoy your jitters.
Check out our newest location located in downtown Banning at the corner of Ramsey and San Gorgonio.
Hi, everyone. This is Bernadette, the host of One Life Radio, your #1 source for alternative and holistic health since 2011. One Life Radio is designed to educate and inspire. Visit us at oneliferadio.com because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it. Tune in weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1490 KMET Smart Talk, ABC News Radio.
My whole audio was off there. Anyway, there you go. My point is this. On the radio, it's clear. Go download the app, KMET 1490 AM. If we ever have problems on the video feed, which some of you are saying I have static on the video feed, it could be my connection because there's something with Norton I don't like. And it creates a lot of like I had 20 gigs and then all of a sudden I have no 20 gigs. So I keep clearing, but somehow something's writing to it. And I'm not saving, I'm not doing anything, so I really don't know. But if anybody has an answer for that, let me know, because Norton, I'm not liking you right now, because it says online backup is already stored. I'm like, or something like that, and I'm just like, no, you're writing something that isn't supposed to be there. So I'm thinking of removing it, not gonna lie, because it's taking up so much like memory, and I only have so much to go. Like when I do video and we stream it like this, it doesn't save. but it's acting like it does. So it's like creating content somewhere. I know there's like certain apps that you can get, but yeah, isn't it weird that nowadays you got to pay for every single app that you have on your computer? When back in the day you could download it like, and someone would just like tell you. I remember there was one that you could download, and it would say exactly what was like taking up the most amount of room, or where files are being stored, because they're being stored in like private things. You're like, why is it eating up all my memory? So they really need to upgrade that, because I guarantee a lot of people are gonna be like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Because once it goes down to like 0, you're like, but I didn't store any like, I got to do editing, I got to do all kinds of stuff. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, Jess, what's going on in the world?
Okay, so first off, just in case my mom is listening, happy birthday, Mom. I will talk to you later. Also, today is the opening for the official grand opening for Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios.
Today? I thought. Why did I think it was sometime next year? Okay, well, that's today.
Yeah, it's the official grand opening. It's actually been opened for a soft opening for the past month.
Okay.
So people have been able to experience it, but like it officially opens today. And yeah, it looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. Although some of the rides aren't big people friendly, so just be aware. But it looks fun just to just to walk around and experience Super Mario Land.
Okay, wait. Oh,
Yeah.
now I know there's several. Hold up. This is here in the U.S. just because I know the Japan one's been there for a while, but that one, that's today.
Yeah. It's open. People can get.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm just seeing several stories on this. No, you're 100% correct, Jess. Super Nintendo World it says early 2020. It doesn't even say the day, man. Okay, I would say if you have a kid and like go, just get them just don't even tell them where they're going. Just take them, and then just like surprise them when they get there. Don't even tell them. You know what I mean? Oh man, Jess, this is so much fun.
My cousin's I'm just gonna pretend they're married. So my cousin's wife, yeah, no, she already bought like tickets and she brought all of her kids, so they're probably having a ball right now. I can't wait for pictures. They better post pictures. But she was just like, yeah, she had to drop down like almost $2,000, but that's for like hotels and all this other stuff. So that
Just
was,
stay
I
with a
think,
friend.
her birthday.
Call a friend. Say, hey, are you safe during coronavirus? They say, oh, I get it all the time. No, this is the way it does people. You just say, hey, how many times did you get coronavirus? They go, oh, I've gotten it like at least 4 times. You go, got it. That's the person you don't want me around. Okay, that's all I'm going to say, because they're going to get everyone sick. But if you do it safe, I've got people that I know are very safe. I don't know if they think I'm safe. I'm very safe. I haven't got coronavirus since. But anyway, the point is this: it looks cool, it looks amazing, and I need to do this, Jess. And I like, you know what I mean? I don't know what it looks like with just guys going, but at this rate, I mean, come on, look at that. That's Bowser. Like, how cool is that, Jess? Like, look at that.
Right, it's cool for all of us who grew up in like the Nintendo area with Super Mario. You know what? This is like a giant fantasy. It's a dream come true. So it might not be like what people would expect. I don't know what I would expect. So all I know is I want to go and experience it, and it looks absolutely amazing.
Well, that in and of itself looks cool, Bowser. I know the movie's coming out soon, so it's all kind of like timed right. The Super Mario. You know what I'm talking about, Jess?
Yeah, I did. I to be honest, I actually totally forgot about that movie. I forgot it was coming out. Yeah, so thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're welcome. And that Bowser looks kind of like the movie, so I'm excited. This is again at Universal Studios. This is brand new, okay? Brand new. Let's see. It says here a lot of stuff about the price. Are they doing it separate? Kind of like Disney has Disney California Adventure. Are they doing it separate?
As far as I know, no, it's not separate. It's inside the park. So you get access to the park, you get access to Super Mario Land or World. You're good.
Man, Jess, I'm not gonna lie, this would be so fun. It says, "Here's everything you need to know. What is Super Nintendo World? Everything and then some." It's at Universal Studios, Hollywood's newest land. That's where they have Harry Potter too, just so you know. As the name suggests, the land is themed around popular Nintendo games and characters. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say because I'm a little upset right now. Like I know a little what his name is Liam would love this right now, and I would so take him right now. But there you go. So yeah, and they got rides there. It says here you can buy your way into Super Nintendo World an hour before it opens to other guests by adding a Super Nintendo World early access ticket to your regular admission. The prices vary per day, but should generally be between $20 and $25 and allow entry to the land 1 hour before the park's opening. Get it. Do it. This is like the first of like, I know after like about maybe a year to 2 years, people will be like, all right, been there, done that. But I guarantee everybody's going to post it. You're going to see everybody there. And you're going to say, where is this? And the little kid in your life needs to have fun. It says you'll get Universal Express access to the studio tour before 11 a.m. on the day of your visit. Rides at Super Nintendo World. The only ride at Super Nintendo World is Mario Kart. Okay, so they'll release a little out of time, but it's still fun. Bowser's Challenge. To get to the ride, you must pass through the imposing Bowser's Castle. The queue wins through the corridors of his castle, showcasing Mario Kart trophies, memorabilia, and evidence of Bowser's plan to defeat Team Mario. Your Team Mario, that's all I'm going to say about that. It says it's an interactive multi-sensory ride, puts you behind the wheel in the high-stakes Mario Kart race. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I'm glad this is out now, but I think I'm going to wait at least a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6, because they're probably going to release another attraction. You know what I mean? Another ride. They're not doing it at the same time. So I think we kind of like got ahead of that, which is good, right, Jess?
Right. They just wanted to build the world first, get you a little taste of it, and then I'm assuming they're gonna expand it, which they totally can, which is absolutely. I
hope they do, man.
So I'm just looking. Should I get like a 1-day pass, or should I just spend an extra $100 and get like a annual pass?
I know. I do a day. I don't think it's large enough for like. I think they're saying it's a world and it's cool, but kind of like, okay, remember? You don't remember this. For those that know, like Toontown. Toontown's no longer there, right? They kind of took it down. But I think it's like a Toontown thing where people. I'm not gonna lie. When Disney came out with Toontown, Toontown was kind of a disappointment for some. For others, it was it was like it was fun for others. But now that it's gone, it was right next to Small World, right? But they're like, okay, and now they're whatever with it. This has a way of going, ooh, oh, Jess, this in of itself, I need this. I think people need this right away. So there's this watch that you can have, Jess. I don't know if you can have it, but you wear it.
Yes. It allows you to interact with the whole Super Nintendo world. Like little things, you play games with the little watch that you can purchase and stuff like that. So yes, it is amazing. But if I would buy an annual pass, it wouldn't just be for this. It would be like the Harry Potter and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's expensive. You're getting married. You can't afford it. So look, my point is, poor Jess. I gotta break it down for you, man. It says, there are 6 character designs to choose from, and each band costs $40. The character you choose determines your team in the land. This is a Yoshi watch, Jess. Jess, look at this. Like, tell me this isn't cool. So you get like that is memorabilia at the wow. Tell me you don't want that, Jess.
Okay, I want it, and I am.
Which team would you be on?
I would be Yoshi. I'm going to carry a sign that says, "Will dance for annual pass." That's going to be my goal.
Oh my God, they have Tiny with the mushroom. It's so cool and so wow. So much world tips and okay, whatever. Anyway, the story is I'm sticking to it. Have fun. If there's a kid in here, fun with them. Take them to see us, and then be like, wow, they're gonna have fun so much. All right, people, take it a great day. Life is living well. Bye bye, everyone.